Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. We do have breaking news here at 4. A jury has just been seated in the trial of James Crumbley. That's the father of the Oxford High School shooter. Now, he is about to go on trial for involuntary manslaughter a month after his wife was convicted. Let's get right to Sean Lay. He has been in court all day long. Sean, tell us what you can about the jury.
Let's get right to it, Karen. This jury was seated within this past hour, so we're talking about 9 women and 6 men. There will be alternates that will be selected at random tomorrow, but 9 women and 6 men. Took a long time, about a day and more than a half of the next day today, almost all of today until up to, 3:15 today, to seat this jury. And the makeup of the jury looks like this. We've got a music teacher that is on this jury, a stay-at-home mom, son has special needs, also foster mother as well. We got a graphic designer. He has no children, a machinist. He's 62. Had a lot to say about parenting. There is a retired widow on this jury. There's a nurse, a retired nurse, unemployed. There's a woman who's expecting. Her husband is a social worker. She is now on this jury as well. There's a IT specialist for Stellantis and then an auto engineer, just to name a few. Now, again, this is 9 women and 6 men. Karen, this took about all day yesterday and up until about 3:15 today. The judge gave this jury a thank you, and then it's marching orders not to speak to anyone, including your spouse, once you get home. Nothing about this case whatsoever. She doesn't want anything to upset this trial of James Crumbley that would make them have a mistrial and start this process all over again. It was painstaking. It was interesting. And these folks, most of them have children, young children or adult children. Most have very strong views on parenting, that you can't know everything your child is doing. Most have firearms for hunting or going to the range and say, if there's any kids around, those firearms must be locked up. That's the makeup of the jury. So big time now. The headline will be 8:30 tomorrow morning. That will be opening statements tomorrow morning at 8:30, and we'll have our camera inside this time. No cameras this time because of keeping privacy, the privacy of the jurors, but our camera will be there tomorrow, and we'll pick up the testimony as soon as it starts, 8:30 sharp. Karen?
The nation will be watching this one. All right. Thank you, Sean. We will be streaming opening statements and testimony starting tomorrow, as Sean mentioned. You can follow that entire trial live. All you need to do is download the Local 4 Plus app, and we will have that streaming where you find that content. We'll also have recaps, also updates here on Local 4 as well. Got a mystery going on of a missing 13-year-old girl who brought Detroit police to a pond in Clinton Township just a few hours ago. Sky 4 over the scene as search crews were doing their work in the water near Quinn, just east of Gratiot. 13-year-old Neziah Harris has been missing since January 9th. Detroit police recently stepped up their investigation and tweeted they were searching in this area. Right now, no one is sharing exact details on what brought the crews to that pond. We're working this story right now, and we're going to bring you more information as it becomes available. Firefighters keeping a close eye on the smoky rubble of a vape products business over in Clinton Township. Hot spots have still been burning 2 days after that explosive fire killed a teenager and shook up the community. Now, given the canisters of gas that were in the building, the rubble has been doused with water much of the day, and that is what's slowing the investigation into the cause. The owners of the Goose Select distribution site are facing questions this afternoon about the storage of so many flammable items in a location. City officials say lacked proper zoning as well as proper construction. Children and parents in Grosse Pointe Park, beware. Police have sent us an alert about what's commonly called a stranger danger. They say a man believed to be in his 30s approached a 9-year-old boy. He was just walking to school this morning near Berkshire and Essex and then asked him if he wanted a ride. The child said no. The driver left. Police say the man was white, had facial hair, was driving either a beige or a tan car. That incident under investigation. All right, in your first forecast, you can't have sunshine every single day. Kind of gloomy out there this afternoon. Let's take a live look at Southfield. You see a little bit of blue in the sky, but obviously the clouds are making things a little hazy in some spots. Let's head over to Kim for the very latest.
Yeah, the sun just wants to get through these clouds so badly, just not able to do it. There'll be brief periods of just some brightness, but mostly cloudy skies is the rule all over southeast lower Michigan, and that's keeping our temps down just a little bit, but keep in mind our normal high is only 42, so we're still above normal downtown at 48, 43 in Pontiac, 46 in Adrian. So temps right now cooler than what we've become used to, but still above where we should be for this time of year. Temperature change over the last 24 hours is the most pronounced south of I-94, where it's 13 degrees colder than it was yesterday in Adrian, 9 degrees colder out out at Metro Airport. Tomorrow, about the same as today, maybe a degree or two warmer. The difference tomorrow is that we get some of our sunshine back, but we do have some rain coming in for the weekend that we need to talk about, and we'll do that in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Kim. Super Tuesday has turned into a wonderful Wednesday for former President Donald Trump. His last opponent in the Republican race for president has suspended her campaign. Nikki Haley is out, and we're already seeing some ripple effects this afternoon. So let's bring in Kimberly Gill. She's been working the story from the newsroom, gathering the very latest information. So the big question right now, Kim, did Haley endorse Trump?
Karen, good afternoon. The short answer to that question is no, but the former president did pick up another endorsement just minutes after Haley made her big announcement. It's a sign most Republicans are closing ranks. Haley's decision allows Trump, of course, to look toward the general election while also juggling numerous court challenges and criminal cases. Haley ran against her former boss after serving, of course, as his ambassador to the United Nations, and she's also a former governor of the state of South Carolina. She outlasted other big-name Republicans such as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former Vice President Mike Pence. Haley won primaries in Vermont last night and Washington, D.C. a few days ago, but Trump has been racking up wins everywhere else. Today, Haley admitted Trump will likely be the Republican nominee, and she wished him well, but she also sent him this message. Listen.
It is now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party and beyond it who did not support him, and I hope he does that. At its best, politics is about bringing people into your cause, not turning them away, and our conservative cause badly needs more people. This is now his time for choosing.
Minutes after Haley dropped out, Trump received the endorsement of Republican Senator Mitch McConnell. The outgoing Senate leader once blamed the then president for, quote, disgraceful acts on January 6th. Today, he says Trump has earned the support of Republican voters, and he will have his support as well. The former president won't officially receive the GOP nomination until the Republican convention, which kicks off on July 15th. It'll be in Milwaukee. Here are some of the court dates he's facing before then. His hush money payments trial is set to start March 25th. In April, the United States Supreme Court will hear oral arguments about whether he has presidential immunity in his federal election interference trial. And a judge has yet to decide when Trump's trial in the classified documents trial will start. It could be just before the convention or in August. So this is an unprecedented situation where a candidate for president is also facing 4 sets of criminal charges. Meanwhile, Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips just ended his primary challenge against President Biden. Phillips also endorsed the current commander-in-chief. So Karen, we'll have more on the presidential race when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. For now, though, we'll send it back to you.
Always appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. So when you think of top-notch wrestling teams, you might not automatically think of young women. Those preconceptions are changing in the Wayne Westland School District, where some wrestlers are grappling their way to statewide success. Paula Tutman takes us to Wayne Memorial High School, home of the Zebras, to find out what all the buzz is about.
There's something going on in the Wayne Westland School District. Dare I say, a dynasty in the making? An incredibly young pool of talent, creating a deep well of prospects and hope for the future of all things, girls wrestling. Ready? You want to do some drills? This is the very definition of being ladylike.
Very aggressive. Very good, Mariah. Excellent.
At 2 schools in the Wayne Westland School District, John Glenn High School and Wayne Memorial, women's wrestling is growing because of some outrageously talented young women showing incredible promise.
Watching them come in, not knowing anything, not knowing what a pin is, anything along those lines, to having them progress so rapidly.
No stranger to wrestling success, John Glenn's sophomore, Nikayla Dawson, scored the title of MHSAA Girls Wrestling State Champion for the 2nd year in a row. Minutes away at Wayne Memorial, this has been a first year of an organized program. For 15-year-old 9th grader Mariah Simpson, her coach says the magic is in the hips and how she defies momentum by being able to turn on a dime.
She has this inherent strength and this innate ability. The way she uses her hips when she's wrestling, it's intuitive. It's almost very difficult to teach how quickly she adapted to it.
So I understand the whole entire move, but the only problem was that I wasn't putting my hip into it. The small thing made a big difference. So it was hard to get that person down. But once I start putting my hip into it, I was able to get them down.
These are freshmen, smart, hungry for success, fearless. Mariah just went to the state championships last weekend after only a season of wrestling. 14-year-old Stephania Sanchez Juarez, also a freshman, got one match away from the championships. When you looked at it, did you think,
Definitely. When I started off, I was not very confident. I was slow. But, you know, it's always hard work. Hard work is the very big thing that can get you anywhere, no matter what you want to do.
And there are 4 other girls in the program who showed sheer grit and talent. And did you remember that I mentioned that these young ladies are only freshmen? Watch out sophomore, junior, and senior years. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Put your hip into it, right? Thanks, Paula. Girls wrestling season is over, but because of the success of their first-year program, the coach says she's already eyeing additional talent to join the team next year. We'll let you know.